Hey Lee, I'm sorry I couldn't join in person tonight, but I did come to the restaurant a couple nights ago and asked to record the video. That first they didn't want to let me in, but then I told them I'm a friend of yours. So they said, "Sure, come on in." Anyway, I figured I'd tell a few stories. Back in '97, when Lee joined Daytech, I remember that we were out for a group dinner, and Lee was telling a story about how his father wanted him to come straight to work, but Lee insisted on going to Cornell University. He wanted to get a top-notch education. And the reason he wanted to do that was because he didn't want to rely on nepotism to get the job. So, I said, "Oh, that's really impressive." And then I asked Lee, I'm like, "Wow, you sure are a guy that got strictly hired on merit." Anyway, my second story is that a couple years into Lee's trading career, at the time Lee was just a prop trader, and he wasn't the boss, and he was like a lot of the traders in the firm. We were, all struggling because the market wasn't as giving, and Lee was complaining because the draws were being slashed, and he was worried that he wouldn't have enough money to live. So I asked him, maybe is there anybody in the firm that that maybe could help you out, give you a little bit of extra money to live on? And that was the first time that I was introduced to Lee's middle finger. And then my third story is about a year ago, Lee came into my office. He had a big meeting and he had a stain on his shirt. And he came to me and he's like, do you have anything I can clean this with? And I brought out my old Tide stick from my drawer and said, "Sure, you take this." What I didn't realize was that as Tide sticks get older, some of them will end up making you smell like vomit. So Lee was successful in getting rid of the stain, but he smelled like vomit going into his meeting. And that's why no good deed goes unpunished. And the final story, for Lee's 40th, I had volunteered to coordinate the group gift. And so we were deliberating for weeks, and finally we landed on this really nice 3D glass displaying Lee sitting in this fancy chair. It's cool, artistic, personal. Anyway, it turned out it was Diana's milestone year Trillium. It was her 20th, so we decided to get her this ultra expensive bottle of champagne and gave it out on the same day. So Diana gets Cristal, and Lee opens a glass cube of himself, and he describes it as, in 2 words, he said, toe fungus. So he's like, why did Diana get booze and he got what he described as athlete's foot in a box? Well, I was not invited to lead the gift selection for Lee's 50th, and I figured I'd come full circle. And since I gave Lee toe fungus for his 40th birthday, I'm gifting Lee some toe fungus removal this time around, and I'll give it to Lou to hand to Lee tonight. Happy birthday, Lee. We love you. Have a great day.
Lee Mashler, 50 years old. People say, wow, he looks 30, trades like he's 20. Lee built Trillium into the best trading firm on the street. I mean it. Frankly, if I'm telling the truth, I look up to Lee. That's not fake news. Happy birthday, Lee.
This guy is so special to me that I woke up from a nap to record this message. Hey Lee, Joe. Wait, what's my last name? Anyway, happy birthday to a great guy. I bet your approval rating is higher than mine, and I'm not just saying that because it's your birthday. Happy 50th, Lee.
In wrestling, I fight giants. Oh no, I think I may be recording this for the wrong brother's birthday. Anyway, truth is I like you better, but don't tell Matt. Happy 50th birthday, Lee.
Lee, that's a milestone. Think of it like upgrading from Windows 95 to Windows 2000. The startup might be slower, but the system is way more stable. Happy birthday.
So I'm sitting here, getting ready to do my podcast, when all of a sudden I get a birthday reminder text from Howie Titleman, as if I needed the reminder. I have had this day marked on my calendar since last year. Happy birthday, Lee Mashler. I hope it's a great one just like you.
I've been trying to get this guy on my podcast. Jamie, pull up Lee Mashler. Extraordinary guy. He's turning 50. Can you believe it? Guy looks great. Anyway, I don't know if he'll come on, but all of us at the Joe Rogan Experience would like to wish him a happy 50th birthday.
Lee Mashler, we may not align politically, and if I was elected president, I would try my hardest to erase some zeros from your net worth. But lucky for you and everyone else, I didn't win. Happy 50th birthday, Lee.
There are a few things I like better than a good party. Don't tell anyone, but Hillary is not one of them. But let's not make this about me. Lee Mashler, happy 50th birthday. I hope your next 50 are as wonderful as your first 50.
This guy must really be special. I heard that a bunch of ex-presidents and celebrities reached out to wish him a happy birthday. They even got Sleepy Joe to wake up from his afternoon nap. Lee, wow, 50 years old. You don't look a day over 40. I hope it's a great day and an even better year.